you could go sometimes. So, you want to get into the scene, you have a good time. You get down on the beach, you can drive on the beach a lot down there, and you get out on the East Cape, and it's one of the most beautiful places to go surf and hang out. It was just nothing but fun, and we had no idea what we were doing. And then when we got back and looked at everything, and Mike Riola from Lost just was like, I got something here, and obviously put it together.
Really cool. It's almost like the start of reality TV when you go back to some of those crazy Lost movies, because you got to really be on a surf trip with all of you guys.
Yeah, what's funny is that we didn't know how cool what they were doing was, but after they put it together and it all came out, it's really good to see the people and what they're doing and the backside of a surf trip, because it's so fun and everybody's having a great time. And why not show that? Why not see who we are, what we do, and how we do it? Because that's what people want to see, if you ask me.
And you always want to chase good waves, but I think the big theme of surf trips, your main thing, you want to have a good time, and you want to be with guys that are going to help you have a good time. And I think you guys probably embrace that better than anyone.
Well, with those guys, you're going to have fun. And, yeah, we're all out to look for the waves. And, they say it's all in the journey getting there. And it is. The travel time and the time you're getting there and the time in between the action is so fun. It's the best thing in the world. It creates your trip.
Stoked, Strider, that you're back, still having a good time and still getting the best waves of your life and watching the action out here at Zippers, the classic wave where everything's based upon here in Cabo. A lot of the best surfers from this region surf here each and every day, and the rock right up the coast. There's a lot of wave options when you come down here, and right now we're scoring into the second day of competition, just the third day of the waiting period. We're passing the 5-minute mark and a bit of a lull. We've had a little bit of wave activity, but nothing really lining up where our guys have been sitting. Jeremy Johnson has broke free for the pack. He's sitting the widest, and so he might be in a decent position to strike. Super deep is Kemper, but Jeremy's going to have plenty of room down the line in front of him here.
Boom, right off the top. There it is, the wide bowl paying off. Another nice snap right there. He's looking at the score already. Third and a fourth turn. Solid surfing, Jeremy Johnson. Nice work, buddy.
Big decision that he made. Took a big risk to go wide after nothing was coming in that pole position out the back, and he's going to make everyone pay for it there. Just needed a 2-6, so guaranteed we're going to have a situation change. More waves out the back. Here goes Federico.
Surfer in white coming across this, trying to float to the open face. He does it, snaps it into the bowl, keeps it going down the line. Momentum, fins out the back there. Solid surfing, but safe.
And now the next one will go to Billy Kemper, needing a score. Doesn't like what he sees down the line, so he'll kick out. With 3:20 on the clock and the inconsistency we've had in the last few minutes, he might just get maybe one more chance. But let's go to a replay now. Big decision for Jeremy. Looks like it paid off for him.
Yeah, a couple really nice turns there in the pocket and looking strong. Comes in for a nice little finish. He's a great guy, having a good time. He's always got a smile on his face, and, right there paying off the gamble on the corner.
Worked out really well for him. Jeremy grew up surfing with Eric Geiselman, and Evan Geiselman gets boards from their dad, and this one looking really fresh under his feet. He's pulling an audible again and pulling through this inside section. Setup snap off the top. Another setup turn as he winds up a little bit more for the closeout maneuver. Looks out the back to see Vincente Romero heading his direction.
Not the best wave. Pretty good wave, but the performance on it for him, I think he looked a little off on that one. Didn't have the flow he was looking for. So there's some waves coming through out the back, that's for sure. These guys sitting, again, a little too deep, can't find the open face, and that's gonna be hard. We need to be out in front of this thing.
And now getting down to the 2-minute mark. Scores coming in for last of Jeremy Johnson, but Frederico's not going to wait for that number. He's driving, looking for one big move, goes for the air reverse. Big explosion on the landing, ends up taking him out. We've seen how those single maneuvers have been effective, especially for guys like Dylan Goodell in the previous heat.
If you're getting up above the lip and you're technically, making it happen, these guys are going to reward you. The judges love it. I have to reference the error that John did just the other day out there in Webland. I'm sure you saw it. Huge. Like butter, hot knife, just stuck it.
It was pretty incredible. If you guys missed that, check out John Florence's full rotation alley-oop that he did at Karamas just a couple of days ago. Came in at a perfect 10, and pundits saying maybe the biggest air ever done in competition. Strider, would you agree with that?
It could be. I mean, I've seen some huge errors from Bruce Irons in the expression session heats at the Superbank back in, like, I think it was '05 or something like that. But that error was so clean, and he stuck it in competition in a formal heat situation. I wouldn't want to be his opponent.
No way. That was insane. So we'll hopefully get a couple of moments where these guys can get a section like that to go just as high. We're down to 42 seconds on the clock in heat number 23. Scores are coming in for Federico Moraes. He had the air reverse attempt. Looks like he might have took off on another wave quickly because he just got a 6.4 for his last effort. Jeremy Johnson, meanwhile, is taking the lead with a 7.43 on a wave he caught 2 waves ago. Jeremy out front. Second, Vicente Romero. Kemper now needs a 7.2, and Federico needs a 5.03 with just 13 seconds on the clock.
This is going to be tough. These guys, obviously a Mexican surfer coming up right here, the star of the show in this next heat, Kai Lowe.
As we hear the sound of the horn, that'll do it. It's in the books now. Jeremy Johnson sat through the first half of the heat without a wave, changed his whole game plan, moved down the beach, and got some big backside turns down to take the big win. But the guy who was the most focused was Vicente Romero at the start. Strider, this guy caught so many waves in the first few minutes, held the lead just till the end, but still made it through in second.
Yeah, you know what? Still some strong surfing, and did what it took. Got it done on the inside right there, looking good, nice and smooth. Great surfing.
So solid performance there for Vicente. Off to the round of 96. Caught about 6 or 7 waves in about 10 minutes at the start when everyone was still waiting out the back. Started throwing some punts as well along the way. He might be surfing again later if we're surfing through a big day of action into the round of 96. We have one more heat to go in the water. We have a great heat to get set up with Kai Lowe representing the local contingent. It's going to be a really fun one to watch. Strider's going to hang out for this next heat, and we'd like to invite in our contest director, Gary Linden, into the booth.
Yep, it's going to be a good one. These guys are going to get after it. I can't wait to see Kai Lowe get nuts out there. Hometown Los Cabos, Mexico. The sponsors, these Surf Se Puede surfboards. His shop sponsor. Land's End skimboards. Equilibrium clothing. His favorite wave is the Rock Surfer. His favorite surfer is Taj Burrows. So there you have him. His results out there in the competition world. Current Baja California Sur state champ. Second in the Nationals. Rio Nexpa, the junior category. Second in the Nationals, Rosarito, BC, sub-18. This kid's on fire.
Yeah, there goes white in this heat that's up and riding. That it is Miguel Tudela.
Here we have on the inside, surfer in yellow getting across. You see him take to the air. Mexican flag down there. The representatives are holding tough. They want to see their boy blow up here, which would be really cool, to see Kai Lowe take the heat win and move on through to the next round.
It's always nice to see a local guy come down. Just the enthusiasm that the crowd puts to the heat, and it's really a special part of an event. And I know he's got all his girlfriends, and friends, and everything else down there, so it's cool.
Well, we don't mind, the beach looking good too, right?
Well, it's part of it, isn't it? That's a beach festival here. We got a party this weekend. We got some great bands coming in. Steel Pulse. What a time, dude. Is this the life or what?
This is the life. I mean, the greatest part about what we're involved with is the community and the people and the reality of what we've surrounded ourselves with. Mother Nature, a lot of beautiful people on the beach. It's all, we're down there, basically in our swimsuits all day, every day, and it's as good as it gets. Let me tell you. I got to paddle out the back, Gary.
Yeah, and that's Blue. That is our surfer, Kai Lowe, the local guy that we've been talking about. Look at that. He's really bringing it to the table. He knows this wave. This is one of his favorite waves. He's telling me all about the conditions, and he's just working this thing over. I saw him the other day, and he saved the best for right now. That was one of the best waves I've seen him surf. So he's getting in a rhythm for this heat, and he wants to wants to show the boys on the beach and the girls that this is his break.
Well, there you go. You just saw his opening ride, got the feet wet, feeling it out, making sure he still got it up and riding on the backside right there, snapping away.
Miguel Tadella, Peruvian kid, also very hungry, part of this younger generation that just doesn't know the word no. They have no limits. They can do anything.
And downstairs, the man from the red jersey in the last heat, Jeremy Johnson. I believe he took the heat win. Chris Cote, take it away.
All right, I'm here with Jeremy Johnston, one of Florida's finest. Tell me what it's like to be a grinder on the WQS.
Oh man, the QS is such a grind. I mean, you CT guys gotta hand it. I gotta hand it to you guys. You guys gotta to pick your waves. You know, it's almost like you go on vacation every contest. We're here. You know, guys will paddle battle you deep. You know, you really got to be smart and stay confident, like, through the whole heat, or else you're going to be like, give up, I give up, you know. But if you stay, like, grinding it out, you're going to make it every time.
The grind. Well, you know, I was talking earlier in the booth. The CT guys, you know, they're married. They got kids. It's boring. QS is where a lot of the fun happens. A lot of, you know, international flavor. What's it like, you know, after the event ends? You hang out with some of the boys, you know, from Brazil, Japan, around the world?
Yeah, I mean, I got friends all over the world. It's just really cool to come to a place like Cabo and enjoy the scene here. I've been here for a week already, so I mean, like, get to know some of the locals and like surf this wave with no one out. I mean, it's pretty fun before like the whole like circus came. But you know, I just want to say thanks to Cabo for letting us have this event, and shout out to Flow Motion and all the boys in Florida, all the support, and we're here.
Yeah, well, hey, congrats. First heat under your belt. First impression of the Los Cabos Open of Surf?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's so, like, you can get, like, caught up deep out there. But my next heat's with Yeomans and Lope, and it's going to be a fun one.
We're ready for it. Yeah, brother. Congrats. Back to you guys.
Thanks,
Aloha.
Chris. That was awesome. Congrats goes out to that man, Johnson, and such a big shout-out back home. Here we have Surfer in Red. I believe he came in as an alternate to this, and he is just getting busy out there. Is that Staples?
Dale Staples from South Africa, yeah.
Well, there you go.
One of our Safa friends. These guys come a long way, and pretty hard to turn rand into dollars to make that travel thing. So it's really, really nice to see them get over here and make a go at it.
Well, he's stoked to be out here. He's been under there. I've been seeing him down there in the competitors area, or by the officials table, waiting to get in. Here we go as a replay of that first wave for Kai Lowe. Comes off the bottom, little float the boat, little lip climb, snaps it in the bowl, looking clean. Comes to the inside, finishes pretty strong. There you go.
A lot of energy in that surfing. He was just wound up, ready to go.
I'm stoked to see this kid, you know, lighten up, getting a wave under his belt early. Kai Lowe took down a 3.4 for that wave. Not a huge score, but he's on the board. Matt Pagan right now in first with a 4.17 and a 3.83. In second is Toledo. He's got a 4.63 and a 0.20.
You know, with that last score of Staples coming in at the best score of the heat so far, a 5.33. With one wave is in second place. Matt Pagan in yellow's got two scores, so he's in first. So it races on. It's still pretty early in the heat. They got 18 minutes left, so plenty of room for another couple of sets and separate this thing out a little bit more.
Yeah, we got plenty of time here. These guys are just getting started, and can't wait to see them go nuts on the inside ball. These guys have been boosting airs all day, all morning. Well, you know, for the first three heats we've seen above the lip surfing. It's pretty sick to watch these guys getting after it out there. I like to see the going for the gusto, personally. The safe surfing, hey, I can do that all day.
Yeah, I can do some really safe surfing if you want to talk safe surfing. It's that going above the lip, like you said, the aerials, that's what turns me on to watch nowadays. See these kids do things that, you know, were unimaginable.
Well, you just saw on the screen a minute ago, those were the Mexican flag flying high, and the security down here on the beach supporting their local boy, Kai Lowe. And he's got the energy right now on the beach, that's for sure. Everybody's rooting for him, so let's see if he can capitalize on that and bring it through. He definitely knows the wave, so he's probably going to be what everybody's looking at as far as like the position in the water.
Yeah, he's sitting on the right spot. The thing that you notice from the score that he got, now he rode that wave pretty well, but there wasn't, I guess, the power that judges want to see because he didn't get really the score that he needed. So hopefully he listened to the score he got and adjusted his attack a little bit. I'd like to see him get through the heat.
Plus, it was one of the first waves of the heat.
It's
And when the first waves always seem to come in a little lower because I feel like they're leaving themselves a little space. But I think you're right with the technical aspect of it, where grinding into that rail a little harder, and really getting after it is what they want to see. Down on the beach, looks like things are starting to heat up. I mean, it is hot down there, and people come out and love it. They want to see it, and some beauty down there. There'll be plenty of good-looking people today on the beach, I think.
They're going to be with a good tan, too, because to take this sun, you just can't go down there right off the bat, stay out in the midday sun. I mean, you can't walk on the sand so hot. But the temperature, all things taken into consideration, is really fantastic. And at night, it's absolutely incredible, just perfect. There's a boys from Mexico down there really, really getting ready to go off. They want to cheer and yell. They're waiting for Kai to catch that next wave, waving the flag high. Lovely flag, Mexican flag. One thing I really love is you go to Ensenada or Mexico City or Oaxaca, Puerto Escondido, you see these huge flags and really giving, tribute and appreciation of their country. And it's something to see. Yeah, it's their pride.
The pride of the country, the flags flying. You see them at the games, and they're waving their flags back and forth at the big football or soccer games, they call them in America. But football
and
down here.
Here goes Kai Lowe.
Let's see what
Wave
you got.
number 2.
Coming down the line. He wants something out of it. It's not going to offer him. He almost seemed a little too deep, too.
He was sitting too deep. I think, it's a little different free surfing, sitting wherever you want, be the top local, and then being in the heat with 3 other guys that are trying to take it to you. So here goes White, Miguel Tudela.
Yeah, he was up and out. Nothing really there. So the local boy putting up a small score again. He needs to get it going. He needs to be out in front of that thing and see some performance. I want to see him digging the rail in, throwing some turns, and getting above the lip. He has no choice at this point if he wants to advance on. He's sitting in 4th place and 3rd. Toledo, he needs a .71. These guys are still just getting started, but time's winding. We got 14:16 on the clock. Let's see if these guys can get busy here in the remainder of this heat. That stuff goes by fast, boy. Time flies when you're out in the water in a heat.
It is incredible. It's something you can't really explain unless you've surfed a heat before. You think half an hour, 25 minutes, that's enough to catch some waves, but these guys are catching 5, 6, 7 waves each, and they got to get 2 good ones. So most of them got a score up there, so 1 score is good for about half the wave. And here goes Kai Lowe again.
There he is on the inside, finding some open face, hopefully, and he climbs over that little section, boom, up into that lip, and looks like he might do something else here. Boom, little snap on the corner. Just right over the rocks. It's pretty sketchy in there, but, he's getting something on the board again. He wants to get the flow going. And
that was a pretty good wave. I don't know if it'll come in the score that he wants, but he's got two keepers there. That should be enough to.
Well, yeah, he only needed a 1.91, so
move into second. That'll put him into second place. I like the way he surfs. It's light. He's a light surfer. He's really quick on his board. I think he needs to get one of the bigger sets and just do something really committed. See a big committed turn there.
The random facts about Kai Lowe: he's a 4-time BCS motocross state champ. So he gets after it out there on the motocross, which is pretty sick. Here's the replay of Kai Lowe's last wave. Floats it over the section, float right over the rocks right there. He's putting it together. He snaps it in the bowl, keeps the board moving. And like you said, it's probably going to be enough to get him up into second when it is. It's a 3.03.
A little bit under his first ride. It was a little smaller wave. It was pretty much the same approach, but that's enough to put him into second place right now. Here
up and riding right there, surfer in yellow. That's Matt Pagan coming across, trying to put something together. It looks like he's going to get the open face here. Another floater, and he's going to finish strong on the inside, hopefully. Bangs it off the top. Maybe one more. Boom. Right there. Onto the beach.
That was a good combination. He's our heat leader, and you can see how he just got his board a little bit more vertical, a little bit more on top of the wave, outside of the wave. So I think that's what judges are looking for, just not an error necessarily, but just getting your board over the top of the wave.
So we're going to have a little replay coming at you right here. Matt Pagan just wound it up, got a little float off, right to go, and then another foam climb back around the corner, another floater. So all down the line, lateral surfing, and then a little snap, and finishes strong right on the beach with a little tail slip.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice wave.
Yeah.
You know, we're not seeing anything spectacular. It's going to come in right around a 5. But that'll be his best wave, a 5.20. So he's got a pretty good hold on first place. Lowe now in second place. Miguel Tudela in fourth. And
Here we go, up and riding. Little snap right there. Surfer in white, Tudela trying to put something on the board so he can get back up out of that third place. Boom, little above the lip surfing. They like that.
yeah, that Miguel Tudela is another one of those young kids who's just full of energy. I mean, he'll catch 15 waves in the heat if you let him in. And,
Well, he only needed a 1.83, winding down just over 10 minutes left in this heat. He's probably going to get the score moving.
yeah, he'll get the score he needs. He'll move into second place.
Yep, and Surfer in red probably dropping down. He hasn't been that active, only has a 5.33, but one more score out of him, and he'll be right back up in it. So this is a seesaw battle, obviously, back and forth, and they're volleying as heats go down. For you, you're our contest director, Gary Linden. You make the call along with the ASP representative and the judges.
The head judge and the
yeah.
surfers represent highest ranked surfer in here, so I think we're going to go on. The conditions look great out there. And this heat's really, the thing about Red is he's got the best wave of the heat, so all he really needs is a one or two. And here's a replay of Miguel Tudela. That first section, they've got to get past it, and then they see that open face, and you got to time it just right and hit it. And Miguel's doing everything he needs to do, finishing it off with this nice backside reverse. And that was a beautiful wave. It was a smaller wave, but he just surfed it perfectly.
Yeah, they gave him a 4.17, moved him up into second, taking Lowe down to third. He needs a 5.37, and a 3.47 is all Red needs. Barletta. So still a tight little run right now. There's the competition area. The competitors hanging out in the lounge. It's pretty great setup here on the beach. I mean, these guys did an amazing job setting up this event.
Yeah, Uli and Avi from Boardwalk Productions just did a fantastic job all the way from getting this contest up and running to organizing to making sure we were really comfortable. And, they're really trying to do something special here in Cabo. And I think the results show. I think we'll be back for another few years. It's wonderful the tourism board to sponsor this, and they realize the value of a surfing tourist. I mean, this is a destination that you couldn't avoid if you're a surfer. I mean, I've spent a long time without coming back, but it's not going to be that long for the next time. I'm going to return.
Well, yeah, this thing is just, look at where we are. It's a beautiful place. Uli and Avi, hats off to you guys at Boardwalk Productions for, making this thing as cool as it is. This place is all set up. Everything's taken care of, all the way down from the hotels to the food to the people. It's been a great vibe so far. So thank you once again, and the Board of Tourism for taking care of everything. Got us down here too. So anybody out there watching in Webland, come on down. There's still time. It's only a 2-hour flight. We'll finals hopefully on Saturday.
I tell you, it's a piece of cake flying out of Tijuana Airport too. It's like you can take Volaris, you can take they give you a weight limitation. You can take your board with you, no charge if you're underweight, and it just really make it easy, like taking the bus. So here we go. There goes Blue Lowe, our local surfer. He's got a set wave now. Let's see what he does with it. Got a big section. Goes for an air reverse. Just doesn't land it. I thought he was going to pull out of that, but he needed to land that one. Mexican boys on the beach, his fans waving the flag, knowing he's going to have to turn around, paddle out, try one more time. That one's not going to quite do it for him.
I think he could get a good little wide one on the way back out. This seems to be where all the guys are getting their best waves, when they're on their way back out and they see these wide sections and they get them. I mean, you can perform down there on the end, and I think they know that. I mean, these little sections.
They should have been watching. I watched all day, and yesterday was a pack, about 25 guys out in the top, and I sat on the inside and got a lot of waves. So I think that's pretty good strategy. Here goes Miguel Tudela.
He's up and out of that one.
Yeah.
Again, on the end, that thing is wide open right there. That face is still there, and these guys could be getting busy.
They're starting to move over right now. And here goes Red, our surfer. who needs not much of a wave, 3.5, I think, somewhere down. He has the best wave of the heat so far. He's taking advantage of that, sitting a little wide there, like you're saying, Strider, and he's going to set up for, could have did a little bit more power to that re-entry there. I don't think that's going to be enough to get him what he needs.
Well, all he needed was a 3.47. He sat wide, tried to find it. Barletta coming in as an alternate, I think.
Yeah, came in as alternate. We confused him for a South African surfer, Dale Staples, but that is not Dale Staples.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Dale Staples. All right, well, he's stoked to just be getting in, and right now he's sitting in a pretty good position. He didn't get the score he needed, so he's going to have to get back out there and get what he needs. Definitely plenty of time left in this heat as it's winding down, but all you need is one solid score on the board, 6 minutes remaining. Kylo in fourth, needing a 5.37. Not much. Just needs to get back out on that face, sit wide, and get what he needs to get done. He lives 2 blocks away from the contest site. He's
How
right.
bad is that, growing up in paradise here?
Yeah, and he's also a professional skimboarder.
His brother has a company that makes skimboards, and they're supposed to be some of the most sought after in the world. They only make 2 a day. They're handmade. Go to Japan, Thailand, all over the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Family biz.
Little cottage industry.
Sponsor the bro. Get him out there. He wants to say thanks to mom and dad. Mao at Sir Sepuedos. Alex Olea for all the support with the boards. Girlfriend Ashley and dog Bambi. Joe for announcing. Joe's over there commentating, getting it done.
Joe Estrada, our man with the voice over there.
Mex Pipe Joe.
Mex Pipe Joe. Those were some wonderful times, Mex Pipe. Hopefully they'll come back. Puerto contest, you were down for a few of those, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was a great event. Really fun. Great waves, obviously. I mean, talk about a class act.
We got a scramble out there. It looks like yellow. But nobody got it.
And once again, everybody too deep, man. It's to be sitting here all day in the booth. I guess we see it a lot better.
Yeah, the thing about the booth, you just get the screen. If you don't look up at what's going on the outside, you only see that section that the camera's focusing on. But if you sit and take a panoramic view, you can really suss out where it should be done. I hesitate to think that I could actually coach some of these guys, but at least have a little tip here and there, so.
Well, you got a lot of water knowledge, my friend. You've been around for long enough to know what's going on and you went out there last night and caught a couple within the pack because you were watching all day. And you know what? That's great. Here we go, up and riding, but not coming around the corner. Was the heat leader, Matt Pagan, in the yellow.
His job right now is just keep the other guys off of anything and doesn't want to let them get anything. But here in position now, you got Kai Lowe, and this is going to be the heat changer. If he's going to do it, he's got to do it now. He's a little bit behind, uncharacteristically.
Well, unfortunately, when he comes into a competition situation and you got 3 other guys out there pushing you deep and you are trying not to let them have position, and they're looking at you going, wow, well, you're the point of reference, basically, for where to sit because you're the local boy.
We're going to sit on you.
So he just has to, he's got all these guys looking and pushing, and it's an unfortunate reality, but that's the way it goes down. And right now, these guys are going to probably clean up on the inside right here. Yeah, a little bit of a paddle, surfer in white, up and riding. He looks like he's going to try and get around this thing and get something done. Snaps it up off the top there, float, foam climb, another one. Again, just kind of, trying to put it together. Not a great wave, but it's a couple of turns. Got, a few things done. He is in second place right now. Oh, right onto the sand right there. You were saying they want it.
Yeah, he wants it as bad as anybody I've ever seen. I've been watching him since he was a little kid, Peruvian, local for Punta Hermosa, and he just got so much energy. It's incredible. A lot of talent. So here's a replay.
Yeah, he was trying to get it going, and he came around the corner, and he floated it up there, and then he started to go to work right here, a little off on the section, but then on the inside he kind of got a couple turns in, so he's not disappointed with the wave, and then just kept it all the way to the beach, and boom, right there, right onto the sand.
Yeah, that's a fin breaker right there. He's going to come in with a pretty good score. It looks like might be his best wave of the heat so far.
A mid-range, but I want to see these guys up in the excellent range, and they've got the talent and the ability. If they stayed out on the open face just a hair more, they'd be doing it, as we saw, guys getting above the lip in the last few heats.
Well, that's a 4.77, moves Miguel Tudela up into first place. Now Matt Pagan second needs a 4.20, and here he goes. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, let's see if he can come around this section. No, that's not going to happen. This little bit of wind in the morning that comes and introduces itself just to say hello and then backs off.
Well, what happens actually is
usually
the tide's gone out too. So at low tide, it did the same thing yesterday. Wind comes up, the tide goes out, the waves stop for a couple of heats. But tide will be coming back in, and there goes Red. We haven't seen too much of him. He's our alternate that got in at Capelletti or Barletta.
Yeah, a couple little turns, a little frustration in the hands there. He needs a 4.04 to move up into second place. I don't know if he's going to do it with that one. These guys are paddling out the back, a little paddle. They need to separate and go left. It's a family affair. Kids are on the beach.
30 seconds remaining. I wouldn't recommend going left to anybody. You see where you end up. I mean, it starts out good, but you're right on the rocks. There goes Miguel Tudela. Probably last wave of the heat.
Yeah. Now I was talking about just having a paddle to the left.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because they would have been over there where that wave would have been rideable.
I'm sorry. There is a little left peak, and I saw one of the Brazilians go left yesterday, so it's not without the realm.
Well, unfortunately, Kai Lowe. And here we go, last wave of the heat. Is it Peruvian?
Peruvian, yes, Miguel Tudela. Big air reverse there on the inside to finish it off.
Well, another beautiful day at the beach. You can see the wind kind of blowing in from the sea and, giving us a little texture, kind of blowing the lip over. Boom, above the lip. Pagan comes down with it right there, puts himself through this heat, looking really good, surfing really fast and strong, down the line surfing, up into the bowl, all lateral, and then comes around to clean it up on the inside and, finishes with a little tail waft over the lip there. Boom. Judges like that. And surfer from Peru boosting up over the lip, and he makes it through, cutting a commercial.
Whoa. Something sketchy. All right, well, welcome back to the inaugural Los Cabos Open of Surf. Chris Cote here with contest director, shaping legend, Gary Linden. And we are in to the big dogs. This is Heat 1.